and gentlemen, I'm here with the sexy, the fabulous, someone you'll be seeing around these parts much more often in the Manabeast waters.
The newest team member.
The newest, yeah, exactly. He is just joined up from Manhattan, all the way.
Actually, all the way from Ottawa, but we don't talk about that.
Well, it's okay. I'm down. We can say, you know what? We'll just say Manabeast is international, baby.
Well, not
international.
Canada, not Canada.
Oh, not Canada.
No.
Oh. God, good. I thought you were Canadian. I was scared.
He was looking by it.
Oh,
yeah.
He was going to forgive you for being
I was like, it's cool. He's Canadian. He'll read with some syrup or something. But we're doing
I'm gonna stick some leaves down your butt.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, as long as they're maple leaves. That's cool. But
Yeah, they're itchy though.
Sweet.
All right.
So yeah, we're doing a deck profile versus a. What are we doing?
Well, okay.
We'll start in with let's surprise him. Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's surprise him. So everybody knows the fabled Ginyu line. It's infamous. You love it, you hate it. That's pretty much how it is. And the big colors are blue and orange. Occasionally you'll run into a black, but we're not doing any of those colors today. No, we are doing Ginyu red.
Boom!
That's
Blowing minds.
That's the way it's got to be, because nobody gives this deck a whole lot of attention. It's a lot better than a lot of people give it credit for.
Yes, it is.
So let's just start off with the basics. Everybody knows what Ginyu 1 through 4 does. Get an ally from your deck, hit. You can use it regardless of how strong you are. Ginyu level 2 lets you get an ally from your discard pile. You gain an anger for every Ginyu Force ally. Very straightforward. Ginyu 3, your Ginyu Force allies can't be critted away. Awesome. All of your attacks are +2 life. That's really awesome. Ginyu 4, all of your allies can't be critted away. They can all make actions regardless. And your attacks are +X, which X is the number of allies in play. So anywhere between 0 and, in this deck, 5. Running, along with Ginyu, you're going to have what I call the Ginyu Toolbox. That is Birder, Goldo, Jace, Raccoon, and I do run Nappa in this deck.
Yes, thank you. I like Nappa too. Nappa's great.
Nappa is
when I first started,
necessary in pretty much everything, unless you run a really setup heavy blue, but I don't see those working very well with Ginyu. And then of course, to complete off your Ginyu toolbox, you're going to need 3 overpower and attack. Everybody knows what this does. Pays 2 stages, get an ally from pretty much anywhere, and put him in play at 5 above 0. It's just stupid. Stupid good. Stupid necessary. That's your Ginyu toolbox. Now, moving along with Red Mastery. For those of you who don't know, which is probably not many, we'll go over it anyway. Whenever you use a critical damage effect, raise your anger 1 level. That in of itself is just amazing. When you advance a personality level, you draw a card, you discard a card from your hand, and whenever you lower a personality level, you may draw a card. There's some beautiful chaining with this, and it does not give the respect that it deserves.
I like that.
Man.
Do you agree with that?
I agree. It doesn't get the respect it deserves at all.
No.
It's amazing.
I mean, it's easy to build a bad red. It really is. I mean, I've been working on this deck for several weeks now, just trying to refine it, and I think I have a build that's close to, as close to perfect as I can call it. Alright, so it's a very setup light deck. We'll start with setups. Probably the best setup in Red Blaze. You're going to want to run 3 of these bad boys. Some people run Burning Rage. I don't personally. I find it weighs down the deck a little bit because I want this to be a smooth, fast machine. Red Ginyu can just go stupid fast. It is the only deck that I've come across that can consistently contain the potential of first turn.
It can. And with this, I think this adds consistency. Whereas when you talk about running the other card, it's neat, but I don't think it has the utility and consistency. This automatically you're going to be getting 2 anger, auto,
yes,
and rejuvenating, which deck red doesn't have a lot of endurance, so you need to put cards back in your deck.
Yeah, and that's the points that I was going to touch on. Is this gives the utility of red? It has 2 major points, and that is rejuvenating 2, which is so beautiful. Especially if you rejuvenate at just the right time. You can chain it with left bolt, which we'll go over in a minute, which is so gorgeous. And you can use a critical. This is the only card in red that just gives you a free critical effect. Period. That's it. There's no other card in red. I hope they make more. They probably won't, but I'm hoping.
You never know.
I'm hoping. Red needs some love. It is a glass cannon, but if you can make it right, it's beautiful. And then, aside from that, there's just the old faithful visiting the past. Tutor deck, love it. You gotta have it. I cannot think of a single reason not to run this, even in the meta. I don't care if we rejuvenate. This is a necessary card.
It's amazing.
No, it's so great, and because it's if you have more than 3, I love sitting on 1 and then double visiting into a massive 6-card hand and just wrecking my opponent with stupid hand advantage.
Getting the cards you need, man. It's awesome.
Red has stupid hand advantage. It really does. I'm getting that in a second. Moving on to events. In Ginyu, you should always run 3 stare down. Especially if you're not running Sphere. Especially if you're not running Sphere. 3 stare down can help you thwart threats like Warrior's Tool. It can help you get rid of like a blue trail, an orange stare down, anything that can just hurt you on your side of the field. You can see it coming, and then you know their hand. It's completely utilitarian, and you should run 3. If you don't, I would work it in.
Because it's so good, it's better than the hero. I mean, it gets rid of it.
No, absolutely.
Can't shuffle it.
Yeah, I don't like giving them more cards back in their deck. Get it in the discard pile so I can banish it somehow or devastating blow something. I want it gone. That's the way it is. So run 3 of those. I absolutely do. No questions asked. And of course you're going to have Time's Warrior's Tool. Because why would you not run Time's
I don't know why you wouldn't. I don't know why you
I
wouldn't.
came across a guy that didn't run Time's Warrior's Tool. I asked him why. He said he didn't think he needed it. And then I beat his face in.
That's what Jeff did to me.
If I didn't have that against him, I would have been a dead man with 3 Namekian onslaughts.
Yeah, Time's Warrior's Tool is a lifesaver. If you don't have it, get it.
Yep.
Alright, and the last 3 events, this deck only runs 7 events, so it's a little on the light side, or a little on the heavy side, depending on how you look at it. I run 3 Red Blazing Aura, and I didn't run this. This was always the last card to get cut out of any red deck that I built, but I realized red does not have endurance. This card raises your 1 level. For the rest of combat, your opponent's attacks do -3/-3 life cards of damage. That hits Destructive Disc, it hits Gallic Gun, it hits everything that can get around endurance. It will just reduce it. It's beautiful. It's pretty much adding. I mean, it's not even endurance. It just gives you that power to soak. I mean, what hurts red is not those big attacks for 7, 8, 9, because you're probably going to get crit on that anyway, or get critted on that anyway. What hurts red is those little bings for like 5 and 6, sometimes 7. You would normally want to endurance out, but there's just not enough endurance in red. This helps prevent that. This helps give you just some staying power.
Yeah, especially against orange.
Oh god, yeah, against orange. I can't count the number of times I have double blazing auras against an orange deck, so everything is -6/-6. So they're hitting me with their max damage mod, and they're still only hitting me for 2 or 3 cards.
Yeah, exactly.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Alright, now, meat and potatoes of red lies in the physicals. I would say.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yep.
I mean, red is very versatile. There are some good red energy attacks, but the power of red. I mean, this card right here. This card right here runs red shoulder grab.
That's scary to see turn. Like when they throw that out turn 1, it makes the next 3 cards really scary because you don't know what they have.
Every time I have gotten a first turn kill, I have had a red shoulder grab and an overpowering attack in my hand along with something else. This combination with Ginyu's early levels is like straight up frightening. Against like a mirror or like an orange Ginyu or a blue Ginyu, you can crit away their field very early. Against a Dragon Ball deck, you just start snagging balls. It's stupid how good it is. And I find whenever my deck goes off, I always have this in my hand, turn 1, ready to go. It's beautiful, and it raises your anger 1 level. For those of you who don't know, for the rest of combat, all of your other attacks are considered to deal critical damage. So if you have like a Namekian deck with Stance or something, or someone's on Piccolo level 4, you need to do extra cards to do it. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, it hits and hits.
Yeah, if it hits, you can do no damage. You can hit a physical for 0 stages and it's considered a crit, which is beautiful. So this runs red. That in conjunction with your mastery. Oh man, just so much anger. So much.
This card, combo this card with that.
Yeah, and the first time I ever got a first turn kill, I literally won the coin toss, drew 3 cards, and beat this poor guy down. And I pulled shoulder grab, an overpowering attack, and double strike. Actually, no, it might have been heel kick and double strike. I'm not sure.
2 anger. That gives you 2 anger if it hits.
4 actually.
Yeah, and if it does it another time, then a total of 4. So at that one turn, you get 5 anger.
Pretty much.
What?
Pretty much 2 cards, 5 anger. That's a free level right there, which is beautiful. And then once you get up to Ginyu 2, if you have 1 or 2 allies out, or if you're taking a little bit of damage, it's good in red. If you even have blocks to soak those 2-3 card hits, because if you get an ally in your discard pile, you get up to level 2. That's another free anger for you. I will do that. When I'm against Piccolo, level 1, I will always soak those 3 cards. I will take it. I'm hoping that they hit an ally, because then I'm just going to get up to level 2 and I'm going to pull them right back out, and that's extra anger for me.
Yep.
It's a tutor I wouldn't normally have. Double Strike is beautiful. It's not like Shattering Leap, which is now hit to, I guess you could say, remain.
Right. This just remains.
Using, GT terminology.
Yeah, true.
For all the lovers of GT out there, all 4 of you.
You poor people.
Yeah. So, Double Strike with shoulder grab is beautiful. Another necessary physical. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, it is severely toned down from the original version that was printed in Scorzy, but
still good.
Yeah, it's really good. Red heel kick, absolutely necessary. Raise your anger 1 level. You can lower your anger 2 levels and choose a styled attack in your discard pile, except for red heel kick, and place it in your hand. Banish after use. So, you've got a double strike sitting there. You've shoulder grabbed. You grab a heel kick, raise your anger 1 level, you drop it down 2. Basically, you're just lowering your anger 1. You get a double strike out of your discard pile. It's going to crit if it hits, if you shoulder grabbed. So you balance out an anger, and then in your hand, you have another 4 just waiting to go. I've done this several times.
Or you have a left bolt in your damage zone from when you got hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, whereas the meat and potatoes is physicals, I would say that the spark that makes red beautiful is in the energies.
Yeah.
I would say that. But, continuing on with the physicals, some people don't run this. Personally, I love it.
Yeah.
Red Right Cross. It's a physical for 4 stages. Damage is AT plus 4 stages. Raise your anger 2 levels. It's the new Red Eye Laser Sword, essentially. I mean, from Scorzy for all of you out there who probably know that card. Just, pay for it, get 2 anger, and it's decently powerful. Sure, you don't have the massive AT. It doesn't really matter. You want the anger with this deck.
But it's great in Ginyu too, because there are times where you're 4 stages above. Activate your allies. I mean, hello.
Oh yeah.
That's why I think it's so good in Ginyu, is it helps to activate your allies.
That is true. It does do. I've had instances where I'm like 7 or 9 above, and I don't have enough energies to drop my stages, and I'll draw into a Red Right Cross. I'm like, shoot! All of a sudden, I'm in that ally zone, which is great. Because if you can't get down in that ally zone early on in the game, you're going to kind of sputter with this deck. You want to get down there, you want to start hitting with Jace and Goldo, you want to get those guys out early, get Raccoon Birder if necessary, but the 2 attacks in Goldo are definitely necessary for the damage boost to try and hit your crits if you don't pull shoulder grab. Criticals are what makes this deck run. Alright, I only run 1 of these. I get yelled at for it a lot. I don't want to take it out, but I don't want to run more, but that is Red Lightning Slash. That is purely Orange Ginyu hate. I mean, this card is just made to destroy Orange Ginyu. I love it. You know, physical attack, 18 stages. Are they going to waste the block? I doubt it. Raise your anger 1 level. Cool. If it hits, you can lower your anger 2 levels, destroy all of your opponent's allies or drills.
And it happens, no matter what level he's at.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Because screw Orange Ginyu.
Dude, if you get that off when they have their setup and it's the last attack and they have no physical blocks.
Oh, it's even better if you wipe the field of the allies, and then you heel kick for it again, and then wipe the field of the drills.
Yeah.
It's a one-sided red observation. I do not run red observation. I will not run red observation.
Too risky.
Too risky, and it's also a dead draw most of the time. If I have 2 to 3 allies out, my opponent has a couple things, I'm not going to blow up my field.
Right.
I'm not going to do it. So I would much rather run a 1 off of this and not use it 90% of the time. But, I don't know, red lightning slash. At least 1, people. Maybe 2 to 3, depending on what you like. And then, just good staple card. Devastating Blow. There's no reason not to. Helps counter Namekian, it helps counter anything that has a discount pile.
Saying clotheslines and saying
Yeah. And it just happens too. Like I love effects that just happen. Because it's not so much the physical attack that's gonna hurt. You'll take the stage, but it does 3 effects.
Oh, just the stage? Oh, just come on. In Red Ginyu?
That's
it's
true.
more
Yeah,
than just
that's
stage.
true. You're doing a crit. Like if you did that, now you're gonna crit with it. So you raise your anger by 2, lower theirs by 2.
One of these late game is just frightening. If you're on level 4 with even 3 allies out, say you have Burner, Jace, and Goldo. Alright. You're hitting for this. If you're on level 4, it is doing 3 life for your allies. If you've tripped Goldo to block, that's 5 life. And then you're also doing 2 and 4 stages with Burner.
Yeah. Cool.
And then so it's 5 stages with the +1 on the card. So that's a 5 and 5. And then you add the AT on top of it. It's just gnarly.
Stack.
It hurts. It really hurts. Ginyu's damage stack is just beautiful.
Could have. And then he was
Absolutely beautiful. Alright. Blocks in red. This is where red kind of falls short, I think. It's got some beautiful anger blocks. Blocking hand. Love red blocking hand. It's a good block. It's a good physical block. I would say I don't use it a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of physical based decks that I'm really like, ooh, I need to hang on to this. Usually I just pitch it for something else. But
Scott Koku or a Saiyan deck.
Yeah, I mean hang on to it. It's great. I mean raise your anger. Gain 2 stages, and you can gain it anywhere. So, say you've used your Jace and he's down at 1 above, and your opponent walks in on you, you blocking it, you just give it to Jace, he can then gain you your anger for that turn. It's glorious in that regard. And it's 2 for you. Stop any physical, why not? Just go for it. You know, if your opponent wants to blue betrayal you, just blocking hand, get some anger off. Okay, you're going to lose an ally. That's fine. Get some anger.
Right.
It's great. And I'm going back and forth. I usually play 3 of each, or 6 of each block. Like 6 physical, 6 energy. And I was playing red catch for a while, and that banishes the opponent's discard pile. Whatever your anger is, how many cards, whatever your anger is, and I took that out to go with red duck.
For the rejuvenation.
Yes,
and I like after playing red after a while, I like red catch, it's neat, but I think duck is more utility for what red needs.
I absolutely agree with that. In fact, today, even through the tournament, I pulled off a red duck and rejuvenated 4. It was beautiful. I mean, I was at 4 anger, I was up to level, they hit me with the physical, I ducked it, slammed 4 cards back into my deck, and actually saved me the game. I was getting thin, I was getting down, and I was able to rejuve rather nicely. And it's helpful.
Yep,
it's
I totally agree.
And it's really helpful with rejuvenation when you can control it because of this money card. Yeah. Red left bolt. For those of you who don't know, this helps make red run. You always want to know what's at the bottom of your deck at all points in time if you can. Because this will let you draw the bottom card of your left deck. It's an energy, 3 stages, so it helps kind of sink you some stages. 5 life, the damage is banished. I mean, they can still use endurance, but I mean, you hit a blue betrayal, a devastating blow.
An ally, anything.
Yeah, anything, it's gone. You're not getting it back. It's so beautiful. And with the damage boost, I've left bolted 3. And so that's 7 straight up. With Goldo, that's 9.
9 and 2 with Murder 9 and 4. I mean, yeah, it just stacks stupid good.
Banished.
And then that's all banished too.
Yeah, everything's banished. It's glorious. I mean, you can just wreck a Namekian in that way. It's like, oh, I hit all your hyper defenses. I'm sorry, not really. So this is great. It helps with hand advantage. Double strike is also some major hand advantage. Anything that can attack multiple times or net you more cards, it's glorious. I love this. Another money card in red. This card is just so good. Red Static Shot. It is just so beautiful. Energy costs 2 stages, damage 5 life cards. They cannot use endurance. Your opponent cannot use endurance against your styled attacks for the rest of combat. It's beautiful.
Including this one.
Yeah, it includes itself. So it's an auto crit if it hits, which is glorious. And if it hits, it raises your anger 2 levels. So that's 3 anger off of 1 card with your mastery. So beautiful. So glorious. And I can't even. I'll use this as like a Dragon Ball stealer. It's so good. You walk in, stare down. Oh, you have 1 energy block. Goodbye.
Yep.
And then what are they gonna do? They're gonna throw some attack at you, which you can either take or block. Static Shot. No more endurance. 3 anger. Steal whatever you want. It's glorious. It's amazing. This card is so fantastically good. And then you're set for the rest of combat. Like, pull a left bolt. Banish everything that they can't
That
endure.
comboed with the shoulder grab.
Crits for days. Crits for days. Alright, this next one's a little stupid. I'm gonna say it's a little stupid, but it's also completely necessary. With the current lineup that's going on, that is Red Energy Blast. Why would I run 3 of these? 2 words, Orange Ginyu.
You're right.
It's 2 stages, damage 4 life, raise my anger 1 level, that's nice, banish a driller ally, not optional. If my opponent has none, I'm pretty much screwed. I have to do one of mine if I perform this attack. However, that leads me to the next point of Red. Red has some really good hand cycle. Between the mastery of leveling, discarding, drawing, if you can creep up a level, if you dead draw, you can turn a decent hand, or like a crap hand into a decent hand relatively easily. If you can get a level or 1 crit off, say they have Dragon Ball 3, 1 shoulder grab, and then if you have 1 more attack, if that attack hits, grab ball 3, refresh your entire hand. That works. If you can mastery up, and then I've drawn Red Blaze, defending in combat, and I'm like, well, crap, what am I gonna do with this? I level up, I'll pull a double strike. Goodbye, Blaze. I don't care about you anymore.
Yeah.
Then I'm netting 2 to 4 anger off of that. And it was otherwise a dead card. Same with this. If I don't need it, I'll ditch it.
Yeah.
Now with the last energy to round it out, it's just pretty much standard anger, just a rage blast. It's the new Captain Ginyu's energy attack.
Yeah, but it is 3, 4, get 2 anger.
Yeah.
I mean, simple bread and butter.
It straight up, gotta love it. Straightforward in an anger deck, and it may or may not crit.
Plus the 3?
I mean,
But you don't care. It's kind of like devastating blow.
Yeah,
it's the energy devastating blow. You don't care if it hits. You're using it really mainly for its secondary effect.
I love it when my opponent wastes a block on it when I'm sitting on the left bolt. I love that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, go ahead and block my enraged blast for 6 on level 3. I've got something way worse that I want to hit you with. Alright, now when it comes to blocks, there's not a whole lot of endurance in red. I don't run red power lift because it doesn't gain me anger. Now, a lot of people ask me why I don't run it. Okay, cool, it's a physical that stops a physical, the next physical. It just kind of hovers, that's great. But I don't run across a whole bunch of physical decks that I'm really afraid of. I mean, okay, so there's Saiyan, which I can usually roll over Saiyan because I'm faster than Saiyan most of the time. And then there's Blue God Goku. And Blue God Goku is going to be an uphill battle either way. If I'm running Powerlift or not, it's not going to make a huge difference either way, in my experience. So, I have Red Duck with Endurance, and I have this. I got Red Energy Defensive Stance. And, again, staple red block, stop an energy, raise an anger. Doesn't get better than that. Endurance 2, I use it more for its endurance than the actual block.
Yeah.
Same thing with Duck. I will find myself ditching those cards and rejuvenating them back in my deck just so I can endure them later. Because there's so little in red. And I would say that the last card is probably the one that just...
MVP, baby.
Yeah, it's one of them. I don't know. I don't know if I put this or Shoulder Grab as the gold cards.
Yeah,
in
there.
red.
But this sets up you can set up for some nutty turns.
Oh yeah, especially in Red Ginyu.
Ugh.
That's Red Escape. You know it, you love it, you hate it, one way or another. I've seen red decks that don't run this, and I just ask myself,
I have no idea why you would not.
Why? Why would you not run this card? I mean, you stop an energy. There's so much energy right now. It's stupid. I mean, with all the Ginyu running around, with Piccolo and Namekian has a lot of energy. You have some blue energy variants that are running around. Saiyan runs some decent, actually some very good energy.
But this sets you up for being at Ginyu 1, doing an attack with Ginyu 1, block, get to 2.
Oh yeah.
And the best part about this is this doesn't even touch your anger. You're just raising a level.
Yep.
And you can still win by MPPV in your next turn. Can't do it that turn. But then go to 2, use your attack, get up anger, then get up another anger to get to 3.
Yeah. Oh, I do that all the time.
That's
In fact,
stupid good.
one of my favorite things, if I dead draw an ally, I will escape up, draw, discard the ally. I'll be at 2. I'll pull the ally back. I will raise my anger. I will get to 3. I will burn out my hand entirely. I don't care. If I walk into combat, I love walking into combat in that situation, actually. It's my turn. I'm going to walk in. I'm going to burn my entire hand on my opponent. I'm going to unload on them. And at the end of the turn, I'm going to drop back down to level 2, and I'm going to draw a card. So I'm set up for my opponent walking in on me. Go right ahead. Bring it on.
Yeah.
I'm set. I'm not losing my hand advantage with my mastery.
No, you build 2 cards out of your hand, got a really nice thinned out hand, and then you get 1, so the next turn you can waste your entire hand of 4 cards, while your opponent only is able to waste 3, or they waste their 4 cards and you're sitting with 1 in your hand.
Exactly. It's beautiful. It keeps the consistency. I mean, if I walk in with red, which I play this deck very, very aggressively, I'm walking in almost all the time. So if I walk in and I escape up and I go up again, which is very easy, especially if I'm on level 1. If I'm on level 1, I will open with my power, get an ally out. If they're Piccolo, I will wait for them to hit me with an energy attack. Their level 1 power is an energy attack. I'll escape up. I'm on level 2. If I have an overpowering attack, I'll use it. If I don't, okay, cool. I will use that power, gain a couple more anger. If I shoulder grab, that's great. That's even another anger on top of it. I will get up to level 3, waste my hand, drop back down, draw a card, sitting there.
But that's the turn you win. The turn you win is when you get to 3 and start throwing out red left bolts. You start throwing, I mean, like, that's the turns that you can OTK.
Yeah, you can. It depends on what you draw.
But that's happened to you that one game, didn't it?
Oh god, that one game was
That one
nuts.
game was nuts. But that's just saying, I mean, that's the power of this card. You're not going to OTK very rarely, but the fact that it has that kind of power to go off like that is just...
I actually didn't have this the time.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't have this. I had a shoulder grab. I remember I had a shoulder grab, a heel kick, and a double strike. No, it wasn't even that. I didn't even have that. I had a heel kick, a double strike, and devastating blow. That's what it was. It was a devastating blow. And I used Ginyu to get Goldo, and I blocked with Goldo, so I was critting all the time against this poor Piccolo and Namekian.
HT's doubled.
Every attack crit after that, and I just leveled and leveled and leveled and leveled, and I decked the poor guy. I got up to level 3 and I just decked him. It was not even funny. If I'm going, this is primarily an MPPV deck. If I'm going for MPPV, one of the best things to do is utilizing Ginyu's level 2 for the anger is to use Red Escape. To get up to 2, get up to 3, drop back down to 2, and then get back up to 3 the next combat. You want that. I mean, just the combination of those cards is beautiful. And then once you get to level 3, it's a little bit of a walk to get from wherever you end up on level 3 to 5 anger on 4.
You were close. He was in a game with me last night, and Orange Ginyu, I had the nuts on the field. I had all the drills on the field. I had all the allies on the field, and I was just like pushing it in. But he was at 4, and then by the end of the game, he was 1 anger away.
1 anger away, and then this guy pulled out a Jace to deck with. It was so close.
It was close. It was close. And the fact that Red had that power, it's pretty good, especially going against an orange deck. That's a testament. When you're going against an orange deck, and I'm worried about MPPV, that's really scary.
Yeah, Red is a glass cannon. I'm not going to deny that. It absolutely is. And it can go off amazingly, or it just can kind of sputter out and just fail. It doesn't really matter. I mean, the biggest cards to consider in this deck is definitely Ginyu, Red, Shoulder Grab, and Escape. These cards make this work.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anything else is just extra. Left Bolt is absolutely beautiful, but again, not completely necessary. And you're looking at Static Shot as well. Beautiful, not completely necessary. I would not run a red deck without this.
I totally agree. I totally agree. That's just what Red's best stuff is. So.
And Double Strike. I would say that these cards right here are what drive this deck. You know what? I take that back. I would call all these completely necessary.
I would. I would completely call them necessary. You have to have them red. I don't think Red runs any other way.
Not right now. It doesn't. Maybe set 2. Maybe set 2. I hope Red gets some love in set 2. Maybe some endurance or some prevention or something.
Yeah.
Some sort of something, because it needs something, or even some tutor would be great.
See, that's what I think it needs, a little more tutoring. Because blue has tutoring, orange has tutoring. I think red needs a card that tutors something, whether it's a physical attack, whether it's an event, whether it's... Oh god, if you could the day you can tutor out red shoulder grab, just running red,
I will
baby.
run red for the rest of my life at that point.
Oh jeez, we're so good.
Oh yeah, tutor out a shoulder grab. I would, yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, orange has stupid tutor. Blue has stupid tutor. There's really no downside to playing blue right now. As much as I hate to say it, although I will say that this deck will go over blue.
You can blue run for its money when it goes off.
The only thing that you have to watch out for is the cursed card, Blue Head Knock.
It's a card of hose.
It is the bane of this deck. This deck does not like Dragon Ball 2 either.
No, it doesn't like that either. No.
Especially Namekians that run targeted strike. But even then, it can keep some traction. I've been Dragon Ball 2 2 to 3 times in a game, still almost come back and won. It can do it.
Can do it.
So that's my Red Ginyu. Try it out, build it.
It's like the third time this turn.
Try it with Sphere. Try it with with whatever you want. Build it. Do it. Do it up. It's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, I think it's great, and I think it's got good possibilities. Of course, we thank Morgan for showing us this lovely sectionist, and now for joining Manabeast for showing some more sectionists of DBZ. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm actually very happy to be part of the team.
Sweet. Yeah. All right. We'll see you sexy peoples later. Peace.